Near mint condition, the home of collected edition.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this store. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. The most bloodiest and violent Marvel event is now coming out in a oversized hardcover. I'm the Uncanny Omar. You're watching Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions, and today I'm going to be giving you an advanced look at the Blood Hunt Red Band hardcover from Marvel Comics. So let's go ahead and check out what exactly the Red Band is. Before going any further, a big thank you to David Gabriel and the fine folks at Marvel for sending us an advanced copy of this deluxe hardcover. This hardcover is going to be available everywhere in the direct market and book market on August 5th or 6th, depending on where you get your books. There is only one cover, so there's no direct market cover. It's just this particular cover, which was the cover to the Red Band, and the book itself does come sealed in plastic, for the people wondering. It did not come sealed in a plastic bag like the Red Band issues did. This has been available before. As a matter of fact, I am going to be doing a comparison, not just in the size, that goes without saying, but this is the Red Band edition. No, that is not a new band from Marvel Comics. Sorry, that's the only dad joke I'll throw in here, I promise. We're serious right now, because this is the most violent and bloodiest event at Marvel Comics. This is the uncensored violence, balls to the wall out type of story that Jed MacKay set out to tell with Pepe Larraz. While over here we had the more toned down version that they could sell everywhere. This was available in single issues that came polybagged with a warning like this has mature themes. And I'll show you exactly how much more violence there is in this book compared to this right here. But first, let's take a look at this cover. We have some of our main protagonists here, one of our antagonists there, one of the best events Marvel has released in years, little blurb up there, Blood Hunt, you can even tell that it's bloodier than this right there. And Jed MacKay, Pepe Larraz, Marte Gracia, and Marvel Red Band. Explicit content. The spine of the book right here, the Marvel logo, Blood Hunt, the Red Band edition, or I'm just adding the Red Band edition there. And then the back of the book. The stakes are high in Marvel's bloodiest event. In this special edition, the action is bloodier than ever. So over here, it's superheroes versus vampires in the bloodiest Marvel event ever. So this is even more bloodier than this. This is Bloodiest. That's right. Warning, this comic book is only approved for appropriate audiences. They really like to emphasize the fact that this is the more violent version. Now, this does come with a dust jacket. It is an oversized hardcover. So let's look at the design of the art on board. You've got kind of like the negative. It's the black running down like blood up there at the top. And then you've got some of our key players here. The Daywalker, that's right, Blade. How can this be done without Blade? And then Bloodline there on the left-hand side. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open this up and talk about the story, give you the pitch of the story in here, and then, of course, do a comparison to the trade paperback, and then look at all the extras in here and the build of the book. All right. Let's go ahead and open this up. Here's your end sheets. Blood Hunt Red Band. And then, of course, your credits over here. Warning, this comic book is only approved for appropriate audience. I love that they keep pushing that. Jed MacKay, Pepe Larraz, Sarah Pichelli doing the free comic book day issue. Marte Gracia doing the colors. And Corey Petit doing the lettering. So collected in here is the free comic book day 2024 Blood Hunt X-Men or material from that. And then, of course, Blood Hunt Red Band 1 through 5. This book has 160 pages and retails for $34.99. While the trade paperback has 152 pages. And believe it or not, there's actually added pages in this book, which we'll talk a little bit about here in a second. So I'm going to compare the first issue with the trade paperback to kind of give you an idea of what it was added and also how much bloodier and more violent this is. But in order for me to do that, I have to spoil the ending of the first issue, which shows the bad guy. So just in case, spoilers for that and the kind of the pitch for this. Okay. You were warned. I just like telling people that. Okay, so we have Spider-Man at the very beginning of the Free Comic Book Day fighting Dr. Dark, who has this Dark Force abilities, and then for some reason, the Dark Force is unleashed and rises into the sky. So, of course, Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman notice that something is wrong. There's been a dimensional breach. Wait, lots of breaches, and I think it's the Dark Force dimension. So a lot of our superheroes are kind of dealing with that, like Dark Force powers. We have Moon Knight, who's a street level type of character that has already been dealing with vampires. So that's what this story will be about. And then we have Brielle here, who is, I guess, yeah, again, spoilers for characters, but just in case, Blade's daughter, Bloodline. Wait, I think I already spoiled that at the very beginning, didn't I, when I was looking at the covers? But anyway, she's here fighting vampires, and then she gets the help from an unexpected place. And that is none other than Dracula. That's right, Dracula is helping out. He doesn't like these vampires either. So who the hell are these vampires? We have the Midnight Mission right now, dealing with a few people, and we have a countdown, the sun death, counting down to when the sun will be completely blacked out. So what this is this big event, and this just actually collects the main event, that the Dark Force dimension is emptied out on Earth, and it has blocked out the sun. So it has transformed a lot of these characters like Cloak, like Darkstar, Blackout, and Silhouette. Love seeing the New Warriors representation into portals. So there's a little bit of a spoiler, by the way, if you don't know the identity of Moon Knight for the second series, as to who the new Moon Knight is. So just in case, yeah, this will spoil that. But then again, that's what happens when it's a connected universe. It'll want to make you read those particular stories as to how that even happened. So now we have the Avengers getting involved, and the Midnight Mission is already involved. And then, of course, our key players that were already in the city, like Spider-Man, Blade, and Clea, and Doctor Doom. Wait, why is Doctor Doom there? So we have vampires all over the world. Latveria is getting attacked. Brooklyn is getting attacked. And then there's a sun death counting down. Blade comes in like a complete badass and driving through these vampires, trying to help out the Avengers. And then we meet, which will, these are our new villains. This is the Blood Coven, making their first appearance here. They are a new sect of vampires who are made of Cruel and Smoke Eater and Megrim and Bloodstorm and Damascene, and also oh my gosh, Unusual. That's the other character here too. So these are the new vampires, and they show immediately how strong and badass they are. Is it a trope in comics to show how strong your new villains are when they take out the most badass characters in the Marvel Universe? Of course it is. Do I still eat it up? Every damn time. I love it. It's a dumb trope, but I'm all here for it. Some dude named Smoke Eater is taking out Iron Man and Vision. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm here for it. So the Avengers are being taken down one by one by these new villains, and some of them are being turned into vampires. So, well, I'm going to compare this to the original trade paperback. I think, if memory serves me right, this is actually a new page, because I just reread this. I actually really like this event. I thought it was a fun event. It is a blood, violent event, but I dig it. Now, what ends up happening is that one of these characters, one of these Avengers that was helping them out, the character Blade, is actually freed and is going to seek out the help of none other than the Sorcerer Supreme. So Blade shows up over here again. You see his boots walking into the Bleecker Street. And Clea is helping out Doctor Strange. Or what they're trying to do goes back to that whole Darkhold story, or the story where Doctor Strange was trying to get rid of vampires altogether. And Blade is like, wait a second. You're going to use this ritual to destroy all of the vampires, including some that are your friends? No, man. Yeah, and he's talking about how the Blood Coven is a match for the Avengers. He saw them getting taken out. And that's when Doctor Strange is like, look, I'm a surgeon, right? We have to cut out some things, cut away a limb if that helps out. And that's how he compares it to killing all the vampires, including some friends. And Blade's like, nah, man. and rips him in half. That is a lot different than the page in the trade paperback, or the, I guess, the toned down version, if you will. So that's what this story is about. I'm going to do a comparison here in a little bit, where you have our heroes fighting against these new blood coven, this new brand of vampires, including Dracula teaming up with Bloodline, and they're all doing their own thing while Doctor Strange is kind of ripped in half, but his astral form is out there. Doctor Doom gets involved, the Midnight Mission, and then the leftover Avengers try to help out. Some of these characters got turned into vampires, others have just been taken out of the picture, but that's what this event is. This book spun out into many different miniseries. There is no word of a omnibus yet, and even if there is an omnibus, I don't know which version they're going to collect in the omnibus format for the Blood Hunt event. If they're going to collect the red band version, again, this is hypothetically speaking, I know nothing of this, so who knows, maybe one day. Or if they're going to do the toned down version. In the back, we do have variant covers, so let's look at that. By the way, this ending, the ending of the event, leads into a big storyline going on in Marvel Comics. I love these EC homage covers right here. That's awesome. These are actual covers that we've seen from EC Comics. And actually, there's one at the end of issue number 1, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Wolverine? Maybe I am mistaken. Okay. I thought I saw a Wolverine cover, like a variant cover, in between issues. Yes, so sometimes the covers are on the opposite side of the standard edition cover. They're not all in the back. So why did Eric Brooks, Blade, turn on his friends, turn on Doctor Strange? All I will say is it goes back to a particular character from many moons ago. So that's all I will say about it. And it's oh my gosh, I think it's from the early 80s in a Bizarre Adventure story. But I love the way that it ties it back to that. And now it's up to the remaining Avengers and the rest of the streetwise heroes to take down these vampires. All right, let's look at the binding really quick. 160 pages and retailing for $34.99. It is sewn binding. This one printed at the Mega Print, so it's got a thicker glossy paper stock. Okay, now what I want to do is compare it to this trade paperback that also collects the free comic book day issues. But it is mainly these, including the cover, that shows, yes, Blade right there, looking a little bit different. We're not going to go page by page, but I'm going to point out some of the pages that I noticed, and then, of course, the addition of that one page that I noticed. So, okay, here's one, for example. So after we have, over here on the left-hand side, you have your heroes. That's all the same. But over here, there's subtle differences, right? Like, that guy's guts are just drenched all over the sidewalk there, or the street. Whereas over here, his body's intact. Still bloody, right? Still bad. This person's missing their leg. Over here, their leg is intact. It's little minor things like that. This guy's head is being ripped out right there. Over here, this vampire's eating a hand. So I love the fact that we have these two different versions, right? Kind of reminds me of something that Image was doing at the time in the 90s. Over here, again, subtle differences, like you have a bunch of dead bodies in this river of blood, while over here is a bunch of vampires walking out of this green river, if you will. And those are just like the subtle differences when it comes to some of the artwork. But they have, what I noticed were additional pages. So, for example, when T'Challa gets attacked, let's see if I can find it here. Like, he gets attacked right here. Yeah, so this is all the same, right? But this page, I don't remember this page at all. Like, you see a bunch of pieces right there on Thor. This was added. So it's a brand new page, whereas over here, yeah, you still have this. So that's why it has additional pages. You have, like, his guts just kind of ripping out of his body right there. It's pretty wicked. I like that they added that. And then, of course, what I talked about the ending, because when it is revealed that the villain is Eric Brooks, that it is Blade, you know, he does this to poor Doctor Strange. Like, yeah, it's bad, right? But you're like, you could survive that. Whereas over here, he just cuts him in half. So, those are the kind of differences that you're going to see in the deluxe edition here and the trade paperback, plus the additional pages. But that's it. That, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this hardcover, don't forget to check out our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more.
And that was the content, the page count and build, and of course comparison to the trade paperback edition to kind of show you the differences within some pages. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Smash that like button on the way out. Everybody, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.